B3 back with another bad ads video. I just ran across this ad. I just bumped into it. I wasn't even looking for bad ads to do for the video. I just kind of ran into this. And it seems like it's already had its day, but I'm visiting it just now. It's really a monument to men with small dicks. It absolutely is a monument to men with small dicks. So, let's check out this ode to small dickery.
Our two-handed great sword is the biggest sword we make. But don't let its size fool you, as there's nothing awkward or clumsy about this awesome sword. Sure, it's big, and meant to be carried over the shoulder in a scabbard instead of on a belt or baldric. But it's extremely well balanced and easily wielded of people of larger stature and physical strength.
That's it. That's the entire ad. Nah, just kidding. That's a short mini ad for the product before the main ad. Don't know why it's there.
The sword world continues to overlook, in my opinion, the efficiency and power, and I even say majesty of this great sword. When built by cold steel, it'll hold its own cutting with any sword in the world, and for what you get,
Why does he keep glancing at the sword like his lines are written on it?
6 pounds of sword, it's very reasonably priced.
Alright, it can cut ham. I'm sold. There definitely aren't a dozen things in my kitchen that can cut ham.
Flick, 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 and out comes a part, 20 pounds of beef.
What a weird thing to say, right? So no safety goggles in the first shot, but he has safety goggles on now. More like safety glasses. And I really doubt they're going to do anything against that sword, especially if it's as powerful as you say it is. Oh my god, it can cut thin pieces of wood. Holy shit. Throw out your hatchets and chainsaws, because the broadsword is definitely the way to go when it comes to chopping thin pieces of wood. They didn't even give us a good shot of what he's cutting. Based on, like, the color and sound, I'm gonna assume, like, thin copper pipes? But they barely showed us what he cut that time. Is this stance supposed to, like, impress me? I guess it is. What the actual fuck? Why is there a pig head? That's actually pretty grotesque for an ad, you know? I mean, I work with dead human bodies for a living, and I'm sitting here like, why the fuck is there a pig head? Thanks for the close-up of the mutilated pig brains, by the way. That really makes me want to buy stuff. I see mutilated pig brains and I just pull my wallet right out. What is that? Some kind of carpet? Before they cut something, maybe they should have a little caption at the bottom telling us what they're cutting. But maybe they don't do that because the things they're cutting aren't that hard to cut. Like there have been things designed to cut them for years and years. Modern things that work better than a broadsword.
The great sword is way underappreciated, in my opinion. A big sword like this can make it look easy to make that difficult cut.
He's ever so slightly out of breath. So, he actually doesn't make it seem that easy. Because he's a little out of breath, you can tell. Okay, so I don't see a caption that says, "Don't try this at home," because you definitely shouldn't try this at home. Not only is this not what swords are for, but you could easily cut your hands, and as soon as you cut your hands, you're going to quickly let go of the sword, then that sword's going to come falling down. That's not safe. This is the least safe thing they could do in this ad. This is so stupid. Is this supposed to make the sword look strong? Because it's bending a lot. And they have to be using a dulled sword just so his hands can grip it like that. No way he's doing this with a sharpened sword, and it's bending a lot. Did you see what they just did? Did you notice that? He didn't pull it off the rack and then show it to still be straight, like, yeah, it's strong. No, they cut to another shot of him holding it, and now it's perfectly straight, even though we just saw it bend a bunch. They're trying to trick you into thinking the sword won't bend like that, but the editing makes it so obvious that this is not the same sword. This is a straight up lie. This is a misdirection. They are intentionally trying to mislead you as to the strength of the sword in this ad. Okay, so I have a few things to say here. This thing he's about to cut is just a stack of something we cut earlier, and then the meat that was cut before this was just a bigger chunk of meat than the meat that was cut at the beginning. So now they're just cutting bigger versions of things they have already cut. How many things do we have to see this sword cut? And also, have you ever noticed sword guys all look the same? Like, if you've ever watched Man at Arms or any of those shows where they, like, make swords and talk about swords because they all have small dicks, and they really like swords because swords are phallic and make them feel like they're tough, you know? Look at this guy. All sword guys look like this. They all dress like this. They all have the same kind of hair and facial hair and stuff. That's what sword guys look like. They all look like that. This kind of trying too hard to look masculine look. Sword guys have small dicks. I'm just saying. Why is he continuing to cut it? We already saw it work. Come on, man. Why are there steaks in the shoes? Who put meat in the cowboy boots? Broadswords aren't for chopping off toes. What the hell is this ad? Congrats, you cut some bamboo. Whoopee.
I love that ching. Look how thick that comb is on that bamboo. 3/8 of an inch thick, easy. Even thicker here. It's no match for the greatsword though.
Hey, good job cutting that cardboard tube, Hoss. That's real good work, man. I've never seen a cardboard tube that was cuttable before. Damn. This is easily the least impressive feat. It pops a balloon? I could pop a balloon by squeezing it too hard. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course it pops a balloon. I didn't start this ad and think, yeah, but can it pop a balloon, though? Okay, so I guess now we're back to the point where they've run out of things to chop. So they're back to just chopping pigs. We've seen them chop pigs. We've seen them chop beef. They just keep upping the quantity of it. It's not like they don't have to show us this many things, and they're showing us some things more than once. Jesus Christ, before they filmed this, they were like, let's make this cow head look as scary as possible by removing the skin and eyes, but not the flesh. No, sir. This is the scariest state a cow's head can be in. How do I know this? I lived most of my life on a beef cattle ranch. Yeah, this is fucked. This whole ad is fucked. Does this sound like the Doom soundtrack to anybody else? I was just playing Doom on the Switch recently, and I swear to God that's the same sounding type of music. They might as well be playing fucking Doom. Damn, look at that smile. He's proud. He's really proud of poking holes in that barrel. I mean, this type of sword isn't really for stabbing, but I mean, he's happy. I guess that's all we can ask for.
That was absolutely effortless.
And that was absolutely an exaggeration.
If you're strong enough to wield a great sword, it's an enormous advantage in any fight.
I like how he said, if you're strong enough. If you're strong enough for this great sword. You know, as soon as insecure guys heard that, they were like, fuck you, I'm strong enough, and then immediately bought a great sword. Also, huge advantage in any fight. That's what he claims. You think it's going to be a huge advantage against a handgun? You think it's going to be a huge advantage against any ranged weapon at all? The answer is no. The answer is absolutely no. There's a reason we don't use swords anymore. It's because we don't need them. We can shoot people from great distances. We can fucking bomb them from the other side of the goddamn world. Great advantage in any fight, my fucking asshole.
This thing is a room wrecker, a yard wrecker, a street wrecker.
I believe it could do some damage in a home or in a yard. But street wrecker? You expect me to think that's going to be good against asphalt and concrete? I don't think so, fam.
It's just unbelievable, the cutting power in this beautiful sword. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
So they already showed us a guy decapitating 2 pigs at once. So why would decapitating 1 pig, like, make us want to buy this sword? We already saw it do 2 at once. This adds nothing. This is by far my favorite part of the entire ad. Because he's like, I'm gonna hit this pig in the taint, and then it's gonna split in half. And then he does it, and it doesn't work. Like, that was obviously supposed to be 1 clean cut, and then it wasn't. He, like, frantically chops it to try to get it to split in half. But it's like, oh, we can't do a take 2 because we don't have any more pigs. So they had to go with the take where they straight up didn't do what they wanted to do, and the sword looked less powerful. That makes me so happy. This is honestly just boring at this point. Wait a second. Didn't they already show us the sword cutting through one of these thick ropes? They did. There was an orange one. They showed us the sword cutting through an orange rope just like this one. And they were like, hey, if we use a different colored rope, maybe they'll think the sword is doing something different. It's like the ribs they cut right before this. Like, I've seen them cut more impressive meat than the ribs in this. And now they're just cutting something they straight up already cut. It's not altered in any way except for the color, which has no effect on the sword's ability to cut it, or its ability to resist the sword. This is bullshit. If you're exploring Antarctica and you need to chop some of that pesky ice out of the way, just pull out your fucking broadsword. No one's gonna need the broadsword to cut ice. The broadsword is for one thing, killing other human beings. And honestly, the only good representation of that is the pigs. And the pigs aren't fighting back. And if they did fight back, they'd have fucking guns. The NRA wants to arm pigs. They're showing us another ice cube because the first one kind of didn't cut right. And then this one's like a much smoother cut. But I mean, they left the other one in the ad anyways. So why show us 2 shots of you cutting ice one after the other? It's pointless. Just show one. Or better yet, delete this ad. Now, I know some of you are going to say, oh, look, B3, it can cut concrete. You are wrong. There's a big difference between cutting this concrete block with 2 big holes in the center of it than it is chopping into the street or sidewalk like they implied it could do earlier. Big difference. Huge difference.
This is why you buy a great sword, because you can make those huge cuts through flesh and bone like that. Man, that thing just sailed through this big, thick piglet leg. You hear that bone crunch as the blade went through? You put one of these by your front door, and you're going to be a power to reckon with.
You put one of these by your front door, and you're gonna be a power to reckon with? What are you talking about, dude? So if you put it on the outside of your front door, it's going to get stolen. If it's on the inside of your front door, you probably won't be able to get to it if you actually do plan on using it against intruders. The only real reason to have it by your front door is to intimidate and impress people. And if most people see that you have a giant broadsword when they come to your house party or whatever, they're going to be like, weird purchase. Why does he have this? What a tool. What a fucking tool. This probably cost a fortune. Why the hell does he have it? What a fucking goddamn tool.
No one is going to be able to take advantage of you when you have a great sword in your house.
Unless they have a fucking gun. Does he know what guns are? Guns are the entire fucking reason we don't use swords anymore, you jackass.
Built by cold steel. That's what a great sword's all about. Deep penetration.
Deep penetration? I told you they were marketing this to guys with small dicks. That basically proves it. Deep penetration? These swords are for coming down hard. Wink. Not for stabbing. They don't even know what great swords... Oh my gosh. I mean, I did consult my weapon friend who, studied weapons in college. His thing was history and weapons. And that's what he informed me. This is bullshit. This is dumb.
Even through heavy steel.
Anyone who throws a sword in combat is a fucking idiot.
What more do you want from a sword? Stabs, hacks, crushes, breaks, and you can throw it through darn near anything.
Disclaimer, swords are still not for throwing.
How do you beat that?
With a gun. You beat it with a gun. You shoot the guy before he can get in range. You beat it with a gun. I said it a dozen damn times. You beat it with a gun. Sell guns. Guns. Fuck swords. Guns.
Tremendous reach. Throw straight as an arrow.
That was not straight as an arrow. But you know what shoots even straighter than an arrow? A fucking bullet.
Cuts an enormous flippin' hole. What more can I do to convince you to buy a great sword? Buy Cold Steel's great sword. Don't be ripped off by my competitors selling you absolute junk that'll break in half and hurt you. Hey.
They say this product won't hurt you when that's the whole selling point, is it hurting?
Spend the money, get a Cold Steel great sword. I promise you, you'll never regret it. You'll praise my name. You're going to love this sword.
Oh, thank God it's over. That's it for today's bad ad video. Yes, I know it was really long. Give me a break, okay? But that's it. Two-handed greatsword. Bad ad. Way longer than it needed to be. I feel like most of the people that buy swords just like to kind of hang them on the wall and show them off. They aren't actually using the swords, you know? It's more like a hang on the wall kind of collection thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like collecting. I mean, collecting weapons is kind of a red flag, to be honest. But I feel like this is for sword collectors, which is who they should be marketing to, but they're marketing to small-dicked guys who think using it will make them super tough and strong dudes. But no one uses swords. You come at someone with this, they're just going to shoot you in the fucking chest and you'll fall dead, because everyone in America has a fucking gun on them at all times. So that's it. Thank you all very much for the support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. Support us on Patreon so that we can make more videos. Thank you all so very much, and I'll see y'all later. And I guess I'll just see you later. Peace out.